Hey guys, Some Gamer Dude here. Today I wanted to build upon the last video about how Sonic needs something or someone to make his game both cost effective but also worth the money to the consumer in eras past the Mega Drive, and how Sonic Team has failed pretty badly since Sonic Heroes onwards. Today we discussed who ruined Sonic and why. As I established last time, Sonic Adventure did 3D Sonic right in a lot of ways. It wasn't perfect by any regard, but it was arguably the best Sonic had been overall since the franchise went 3D. Sonic is fast, it's frankly too expensive to make a slew of zones, plus you'd bankrupt the franchise of any ideas within a game or two. If you go the Mario route or the standard 3D platformer collect the MacGuffins to proceed route like Colors and Unleashed did respectively, you create a tiresome experience. Sonic Adventure reused its assets by creating alternate playstyles for levels via different characters, and in my opinion, unless you really hate a character's playstyle, it's an enjoyable experience to play. Sonic Adventure 2 keeps much of the same mentality, different playstyles to lengthen the game, but focused on 3 gameplay styles versus the first game's 5. It also did away with hub worlds, but at its core, it's the same. Use other characters and alternative playstyles to lengthen the game to an acceptable level for the day. I don't like Heroes. I think I've made that abundantly clear. But I don't think it's right to rag on it for being the start of outside influences causing Sonic to become what it is today. It doesn't have any outside influences in it. I am well aware I am part of a minority that really dislike it within the Sonic fandom, but the complaints from the overall larger gaming community don't start with Heroes. They start with Shadow the Hedgehog. Irregardless of my opinions, I don't think Heroes as a whole torched the franchise. It's very much an adventure game, trying to build upon everything from Adventure 2, but give it more of a classic feel. It's just the control and hit detection issues, something Shadow would inherit, that start here. My lord, is Shadow a product of its times. Nu metal type dated music, dark brooding, guns, motorcycles, only in the mid-2000s, or maybe 90s. Probably because I was the right age for it, being a teenager at the time. While the idea of an anthropomorphic gun-wielding hedgehog is hilarious and just a bit cringy, that opening cutscene at the very least oozed a ton of cool. I still enjoy watching it. I Am All of Me is probably the only part of the nu metal era I have some time for, cheesy or not. It's memorable and has a lot of energy. However, for all the hate Sonic 06 gets, I think retrospectively, Shadow has the real origins of the Sonic hatedom blossoming into something toxic to the franchise. This is the origins of both Sonic's annoying friends and Sonic's stupid convoluted plots. Or should I say, the idea that Sonic should just be Sonic vs Eggman with Tails along for the ride, as both lead to the same outcome. I partially see why this happened. Sonic Heroes and Shadow rammed every single playable character in there, with the exception of Metal in Shadow. And what they say about the plots is at the very least true for Heroes and Shadow. Heroes' plot is nonsensical, and Shadow's plays out like fanfiction. However, within the plot and what was going on at the time, both games are excusable in regards to the amount of characters and the use of them. Heroes' plot involves Eggman being captured by Metal, who's trying to evolve, become the ultimate life form, become Chaos? I'm still not sure what Metal was trying to achieve, but nevertheless, he's obsessed with Sonic, thus Team Sonic. Metal needs Shadow because he's the ultimate life form who might be Jinzo Nidomasu. I don't know, heroes are stupid. People like Shadow, that's a good enough reason for Shadow to be here. Just not the stupid Shadow Android plot. Metal needs Chao for some reason, Chaos, so Team Rose. Then Eggman hires Team Chaotix to rescue him for some reason. It's a stupid plot, but every team at least has a reason. Shadow, on the other hand, used the cast to vary up the levels and create the branching paths. Say what you will about Shadow, but it's a fairly decent implementation of the large cast. Hell, Shadow the game's very existence is testament to just how popular our dark, broody rival archetype is. People like to forget that Shadow is the single most popular character the franchise has produced since 1994. I think it's rather interesting that for all its own problems rooted in it being rushed to market and the adventure gameplay showing its age by 2006, Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 actually addressed the problems with Adventure, Adventure 2 and Heroes. The plot, while fractured between 3 parts, Elise, Mephiles and Iblis, it is fairly straightforward and honestly not the worst. It has agency for Silver, has twists and turns. Actual effort was there. Likewise, the characters are slimmed down to 3 major, 6 minor, and the whole game plays out like a mix of both adventure titles. Sonic plays the same way he has since Sonic Adventure. Shadow is honestly improved over his own game. This is actually the game where I started liking Shadow, by the way. And Silver has a new playstyle based around platforming and his psychic powers. Along with these three, for parts of the story, you play as their friends, 2 each. Tails and Knuckles play like their classic iterations, no more Emerald Shard hunting or Tornado Mech. Rouge plays like classic Knuckles. Omega inherits the gameplay of Tails and Eggman's Sonic Adventure 2, kinda. Lastly, Blaze plays like Sonic and Amy plays like she did in Sonic Adventure. No one is really out of place, though I don't think Silver is particularly enjoyable. There's no chaotix, no big, no cream. The game may be an unfinished mess using dated gameplay, but it's perfectly arguable it was doing a lot right. Shocking, I know. It's rather unfortunate it turned out the way it did, along with the whole release thing. While people like to talk about the kiss, the loading, the glitches, I think the max speed sections are, along with the loading, the part that really grinded my gears with this game. But the game as a whole damaged the franchise so much that things had to change, and change dramatically. Sega was forced to look at the criticism of the 3D Sonic games as a whole, and was forced to rebuild from the base over the next 2 years. Sonic 06 seemingly only made the complaints about Shadow louder. It also made them retrospective of the adventure games and Heroes too. The games don't play well. Sonic's friends are annoying. Sonic should just be Sonic and Tails vs Eggman. We just want to play as Sonic. The plots are convoluted and dumb. Over time, it's come to light that many of these people have a strong dislike of the Sonic character and franchise. Sonic was never good, IGN trademark and Egoraptor come to mind first. But instead of trying to express themselves artistically while taking on criticism, Sonic just bowed to Sonic's detractors. Adventure Sonic died and Boost Sonic was born. All 3 Boost games so far have very similar problems in implementation. The plots are basic, impersonal, and largely inconsequential of the larger franchise, especially Colors. Unleashed is a rehash of Adventure. Eggman wakes an ancient god beast, except unlike Adventure, it has nothing to do with anything. The game has no real agency for Sonic beyond the contrived werehog, and the game has no connection to any established lore. Colors just does its own thing, and it's literally what the detractors asked for, as Eggman is the final boss, not some cosmic horror. Sonic Generations tries so hard to bring back the ongoing plots and building upon the prior games, with the Time Eater being found as a consequence of Sonic Colors' end, but it doesn't really matter as a plot point at all. It frankly doesn't matter how Eggman got Time Eater. All 3 games are completely devoid of characters. Unleashed barely has Amy in it. Again, Colors is exactly what the detractors wanted, seriously questioning why Colors isn't the perfect Sonic game for these people. Then we have Generations, which, yeah, classic Sonic is barely even a character due to being mute, and nothing is really done with him. Tails is kinda 2 characters, but not really. This is all to do with the very nature of the game. The rest of the characters that make appearances are essentially just cardboard cutouts. We're left with games completely devoid of both characters and character, but the influence of the detractors goes further. The detractors and how Sonic Team has handled the problem is the exact reason why Forces has turned out the way it has. Sonic's friends are lame, we don't want to play as them. Just Sonic. As established prior, Sonic goes too fast and the games need to be padded up to a decent length for a modern era. So what does Sonic Team do? We need to pad Sonic, but we can only play as Sonic. Werehog Sonic! Werehog Sonic is an exact consequence of the friends going away. While the Werehog didn't go over well, I don't think it had ramifications on anything. Something more opportunistic for Sonic Team and Sega happened. People are screaming hollow for the Mega Drive. Sonic's 20th anniversary is coming up. Now Sonic can be paired up with a gameplay they know people want. Sonic's! I know I'm passing over Colors and how it padded itself too, but it has no real bearing on anything. Generations does, however. Generations, in particularly classic Sonic, went over amazingly. Generations is the most beloved entry in the franchise since Adventure, when those games were originally released. Generations probably influenced the future of the franchise too much. Sonic can't have friends for alternate playstyles to pad the game. He can't be experimental. Lost World tried that after Generations, and Wii U title or not, didn't go down well. So the only thing left for Sonic to do is to team up with himself from his prime. Sonic is going to be perpetually nonsense now unless Sonic Team can do something to escape this hellhole. Why bother with a plot now? Everything can just be Sonic 1 over and over again, except Sonic teams up with Sonic to stop Dr. Eggman and Dr. Eggman. Without some type of plot, it's going to be really hard to justify Sonic being a AAA franchise. Or in other words, haters have ruined Sonic. Congrats on that. You destroyed a franchise no one forced you to buy or play. So, how to fix Sonic? Can they? Topic for another day. But this has been Sonic Gamer Dude, and I'll see you guys next time.